Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to send double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Send much peace, love, and salutations to y'all. I came out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and sincerity and truth. This is the brother Ariala. On this one, this is kind of like a land back, the quarterback type of lesson where I was listening to Elder Yashawamba talking about applied wisdom. And he was going over a lot of scriptures. But the main idea, one of the main ideas I just wanted to lean in on is being froward, and that's why I titled it what I titled it. Froward men are annoying, froward women are unattractive, and we don't want to find ourselves in that place. Coming from me, my type of personality, brothers that know me, and all this other fellow Reubenites out there, so we can be contentious. Or we can be contrarian. And there's a good side of that, and there's a bad side of that. Of course, you don't want a yes man you don't want yes men in your camp. So a guy that's more of a contrarian, he's gonna be more willing to stand up. You know what I mean, and put different opinions out there. And sometimes that's needful in counsel. But then there's another side of being a contrarian or being a person that's opinionated, and it can come off as froward. That word froward. And I want to touch in on that word froward. I want to go back over a couple of scriptures that Elder Yashawamba touched in on, and a couple of others, because I want to talk about it, as us men and women in the truth, man. Now when you look at this definition of froward, just the pure definition, and this is a Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says habitually disposed to disobedience and opposition. Okay, basically somebody that's more contrariized. You even see it, this word contrary, as a synonym. Okay, you don't want to find yourself in a froward spirit, someone habitually opposed to disobedience and opposition. And as a brother, as a man, that can be extremely annoying, man. It can be extremely annoying to have a guy. Every time something's happening, you gotta buck up to the situation. You gotta make it. Things can't flow because you always just gotta run your mouth and be in a energy and a spirit that's opposing to the way everything's moving. You don't want to find yourself there. Now, Elder Yashawamba read this. I want to read it too. In Proverbs chapter 4, all right, verse 23. It says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. All right. We already know that word heart is your mind. All right. Checking yourself. All right. It says, put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips put far away from thee. You don't want to be caught up, like I said. You always, when the brothers will say this, you say something else. I'm a very opinionated person now. I love to have banter with brothers that's talking about boxing or maybe sports. You can go back and forth with brothers and talk shit a little bit. That's cool. That's funny. But when it comes to matters of the camp, matters and issues with men dealing with certain situations, you want to check that shit, man. You want to check that, man. You don't want to be the guy that's always, when you come around, the room kind of goes, oh, here he comes. Here we go. Here we go. You don't want to be that guy, man. That's not a good place to be. Because then you can get, basically put out the camping, so to speak. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody wants to fellowship and build with you, man. You kind of get put on an island. And that can be a very, very bad place. It could be a place that you think, oh, you good, you don't need nobody. I'm used to doing things on my own. Not when it's like that, man. Because it can build up offenses. You can offend brothers. You know what the scriptures say about offending the little ones? It said it'd be better that a millstone was put around your neck and you were thrown in the ocean. The Most High don't like that. You coming around talking crazy. Froward men are very, very annoying. Jacob give you a pass too. Brothers will give you a pass. Brothers will let it slide for a long time. But the whole time it's just building up and building up and building up. And then you wonder why the brothers don't even want you around. We had guys that got kicked out of the camp, and the vote from the camp was unanimous. Like, we want him out of there. And the guy is just like, what? Because he never checked himself. It never processed in his mind that he was ridiculously annoying. Now check this. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man void of understanding striketh hands, and becometh surety in the presence of. All right. A man void of understanding striketh hands, and becometh surety in the presence of his friend. He loveth transgression that loveth strife. He that exalteth his gate seeketh destruction. You walk in the big broad chest, all right? He that hath a froward heart findeth no good. He that hath a perverse tongue falleth into mischief. And we've been around brothers that are like ridiculously on this level. You can't even go out to a local restaurant or a bar without them starting some shit, popping off, starting some mischief. Former head of our camp, every single he's almost batting 1,000. This dude, man, every time we would go out, he would get into it with somebody. And we like, yo, chill. We're just trying to have a good time. But it was always something being stirred up. Okay? If you have that spirit, if you're walking around in the spirit, you better check yourself, because the Most High will have you ousted. And if you feel that spirit of every time you're coming around, everybody's annoyed, you want to check yourself, man. And I've been that guy. I've been the guy that come around and got on everybody's goddamn nerves. To the point where Elder Yeshua was looking at me like, man, hey, man, sit your ass down. But the key is to repent and take heed. And to check that. Okay? We have to learn how to operate in this thing. We have to learn how to move in the spirit of unison and flow with harmony in the spirit. Scriptures talk about us being united. Someone with a froward attitude and a froward mind, it ain't gonna work, man. You'll destroy relationships. You'll destroy the connections that you have with the men that you're fighting with. You don't want to be like that, man. Okay? Real quick, I wanted to read this. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 20 says, For I fear, at least when I come, I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not. Like, if I find you in a way I don't want to see you. At least there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbiting, whispering, swellings, and tumults. And at least when I come again, my power will humble me among you, and that I shall bewail many which have sinned already, and have not repented of these uncleanliness and fornication and lasciviousness which they have committed. Now, I just wanted to hinge on this word, debates. The Most High is not coming to find us debating and arguing and clashing with each other. Does it happen? Absolutely. But if there's a spirit if you got a spirit, or if a brother in the camp has got a spirit where it's constant, this froward, contrarian, combative, overly opinionated, to the point to where people will just shut down, don't even want to talk, fighting them, but you can't even get one thing figured out that the camp want to do, because this guy is always in opposition of what everybody else wants. It ought not be so, man. It ought not be so.
Strong's G 2054, eris.
Now, this is that word, debates. And what does it mean? Contention, strife, wranglings, a quarrel. When brothers get together, it's not no whole bunch of quarreling, going back arguing, nitpicking on stuff. That's why we operate. That's why we set up the camps. We operate in order, and that eliminates this type of behavior. Because, like I said, with men, a forward mouth is extremely annoying, and it holds back from the unity of the camp and things flowing with peace. It takes away peace from the camp. Okay, we don't want that, man. We don't want that, and that goes also for women too, man. A woman that's with a forward mouth, always arguing, always got a point that you think you got to make, always think that your side of the opinion got to be brought about. It's unattractive. That's why I did a lesson that talks about how submission is not demeaning. We're all submitting to something. We submit as brothers. We submit to one another. We submit to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, and we submit to one another. And like you women, you submit too. Okay, women submit as well. This thing has got to operate. But then now, because of America, because of feminism, because of the feminist equality movement, the women don't know how to operate. You don't know how to deal with your man. You don't know how to bring up a point to him. You don't know how to peacefully disagree. And if you do disagree and things don't go your way, you act like the world is over. Things ain't gonna always go your way. Now the brothers understand that. We used to things not going our way. It ain't gonna go our way half the time anyway. But women, that you live in a world where you think you're supposed to be some type of princess and everything has to go your way, and your immediate happiness is the spirit of the Lord. Well, that ain't the case. Your immediate happiness isn't the spirit of the Lord. It doesn't mean something's off because your immediate happiness is not fulfilled. You know? So you women got to learn how to check that forward energy too. Here in Proverbs 27 and 15. You know what? I'm going to read this in the NLT. I'm going to read this in the NLT. Pull up. Proverbs 27 and 15. It says, a quarrelsome wife is as annoying as constant dripping on a rainy day. Stopping her complaints is like trying to stop the wind or trying to hold something with greased hands. You just can't do it. And the only thing a man can do is just get away from it. You know? If you have a constant dripping, you can't stop the leak. You trying to stop the leak. You trying to patch it and make it all good, but it's just constant. The only thing you can do is move on to another room, man. You know? The only thing you do is get away from it. And that's what happens with a lot of you women. You become unattractive because you're always running your mouth and complaining and nagging about this and trying to make your point. Your man says something and you got a better idea or you got a counterpoint to it. It's unattractive, man. Men don't want to be around that. Just like men don't want to be around another brother that's constantly doing that, becoming annoying. A woman becomes very unattractive. It gets to the point to where you see a woman, you just something inside you just like, you just get mad. It's annoying, man. All right. Sirach chapter 20, verse 5. It says, there is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. All right. Overly opinionated, talking too much, usurping authority, being disrespectful, not taking heed that sometimes you need to just say kind. And this time I'm talking about the men and the women. Sometimes you just got to say kind. There's going to be things that come up that you don't necessarily agree with. There might be some judgment that go out that I don't necessarily agree with. But it's not meant for me to run my damn mouth. The only thing I say, kind, and the spirit of Yahweh Shemel shall work it out. Some man holdeth his tongue because he hath not to answer, and keepeth silence, knowing his time. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. You might have a good, we always say this, you might have a good point, but you speak it out of turn, you speak it out of time, and you make the situation worse. And likewise, you women, You try to force your man to talk when he's not in a good mood, or he just came back from camp, or got off work, and you running your mouth. You're not regarding the time, and now he's looking at you hatefully because you're not bringing him comfort. You're bringing him strife. You're bringing him energy that he don't want to put it. That he don't want to put energy to. Okay. So us as men and women, we got to know how to control our tongue. Know when we see opportunity. Don't catch ourselves always constantly feeling like, oh, I feel this way. I'm not the person that I'm just going to hold my tongue. You know? He that useth many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. Right? All right? You sit up there, you learn 2 or 3 scriptures. Now you want to run the camp. We see it all the time. When you be in the midst of the apostles and the elders or the bishops, and you running, you taking over the whole conversation. Hey, apostle, I remember one time, man. And brothers looking at you like, man, I'm trying to hear the story the apostles telling. Be quiet, man. Yeah, I did that too. You know what I'm saying? When I was down, when I used to be, I used to move around a lot when I was younger. And it's like, man, shut up, man. You know? You want to catch yourself being in that froward spirit, man. That ain't it. That ain't it. And that's something that you have to check very early on in the truth. Very, very I would say the first few years, you got to check that, man. Because I'm a hype guy. I'm definitely a guy that's opinionated, just like certain other brothers. So there's one guy I can think of right now. My brother, But we all have to check that spirit, man. It's needful, man. And you women that come and listen, learn how to shut the hell up. Learn how to use peace. Learn how to use servitude to sway your man to something that you want or feel like you need. Try that instead of nagging and babbling. Try that. Learn a different approach, because this Babylonian approach, it ain't gonna get you what you want, baby girl. That ain't gonna make him be more loving or nicer or take you out to the park when or whatever it is. That ain't gonna make that happen, man. That contentious, going back and forth spirit, that ain't it. That ain't it. And that goes for the men and the women, man. That goes for the men and the women. It doesn't lead to anything but separation. It doesn't create unity between the brotherhood, and the dang sure is not going to create more unity between a man and a woman. It's going to create resentment and separation. So you want to learn the more peaceable ways to deal with one another. Love, charity. Okay? With that, just real quick, I wanted to touch in on that. So with that, man, I would say, Kahala Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Oh yeah, and if y'all brothers have not watched this video, this is to me a must watch. As y'all know, Elder Yahshua, when he gets down, it's called Apply Wisdom. He did it a few days ago, 5 days ago, to be, as a matter of fact, man. Go check that out if you haven't checked that out. So once again, like I said, Kahala Yahweh Shem Yahushua, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutation to y'all came out there pushing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, sincerely and true. Shalom.